Even my mother couldn't speak. They told everyone I gave up. Said I quit something big to chase something small. They stopped asking questions. They started telling my story for me, but the truth was never loud. It was just waiting for the right moment to speak. If you believe in quiet strength, in stories that grow slowly but strike deep, subscribe to the channel because sometimes the most powerful journeys are the ones no one saw coming. My name is Olivia Reed. I'm 31 years old. I live in a small apartment above a bookstore in Seattle. I make my own coffee. I pay my own bills. And apparently I'm still the family disappointment. I was supposed to be a doctor, the smart one, the overachiever, the golden child. At least until I wasn't. I dropped out of med school in my second year. It wasn't drugs or drama or scandal, just burnout, pure and simple. The kind that hollowed me out from the inside. The kind no one noticed because I still smiled at Christmas dinner. When I left, my father didn't speak to me for months. My mother cried into a napkin and told everyone I was taking a break. My younger brother Ryan moved on and quietly became the new pride of the family, finance degree, corner office fiancé from a nice family, the whole package. And me, I started teaching tech basics to senior citizens in my neighborhood for cash, for sanity, for something to do with my days. At first, it felt like failure. Then it started to feel like purpose. What began as one-on-one lessons in coffee shops turned into group classes at the library, then webinars, then a prototype for an online platform. I called it Elderbright. Simple mission. Help people over 60 stay connected in a digital world that keeps trying to leave them behind. We taught email, video calls, online banking, digital safety, even how to spot fake news before it spreads to every ant on Facebook. It wasn't flashy. It wasn't a unicorn startup, but it was working. That week, I did a video call with a woman named Mrs. Given, 83 years old, 2 hip replacements, and enough sass to power a sitcom. It took us 40 minutes to set up her Zoom mic. She called me darling and muttered, "This machine hates me." But when it finally worked and she saw her son's face on screen, a man who lived 3 states away, she gasped, hand over her mouth, and whispered, "You brought my baby into my living room." Moments like that don't make headlines, but they change lives. And that's what I built Elderbright for. Within 3 years, we had over 80,000 active users, several state-level partnerships, and a backlog of nonprofits begging us to expand into their communities. We were changing lives, one patient tutorial at a time. But to my family, I was doing some kind of online teaching thing. They never asked how it was going. They never once said they were proud. In their eyes, I had stepped off the golden path and wandered into the woods. It didn't matter that I'd built the path myself and lit the damn way for others to follow. Last month at Sunday dinner, my mother served roast beef and casually said to Ryan's fiancé, "Ryan's always been the focused one. Olivia, well, she's more of a free spirit." I smiled politely, cut my carrots, didn't say a word because that's what disappointments do. We stay quiet. We stay polite. We stay invisible. But something was about to change. And it would all begin with a name I hadn't heard in years, spoken by someone who had no idea who I really was. Not yet. The irony was always sharp. I could build a platform for thousands of strangers to feel seen. But I couldn't get my own family to ask me a single real question. At Elderbright, we were in the middle of a major update, revamping our onboarding experience to make it even simpler for older users who'd never touched a keyboard. I just finished a user test with a 76-year-old man who cried when he managed to FaceTime his granddaughter for the first time. He kept saying, "She thought I was gone. Now she can see I'm still here." That moment lit me up more than any funding announcement ever had. But when I mentioned it at a family dinner the week after my dad just grunted teaching old folks to click buttons, real noble work, Ryan chuckled under his breath. I let it slide. They didn't know that clicking buttons had turned into a full-stack educational platform built on adaptive UX principles and a custom accessibility framework designed to work seamlessly with screen readers, motor skill tracking, and voice command optimization. They didn't know that our monthly newsletter had a 78% open rate. That we were being piloted in 3 state-run community centers, that my little project was changing more lives in a week than most of their boardroom meetings did in a year because I never told them. Because when someone hands you a label like failure, you either fight to tear it off or you wear it quietly while building something too large for them to ignore. 2 weeks before Ryan's engagement party, my inbox pinged. Subject line, Amanda C., testimonial submission, Amanda. That was Ryan's fiancée. I clicked. It was a video 90 seconds long submitted through our Stories That Shine campaign where users or their family members could share the impact of Elderbright. In it, Amanda sat in a softly lit living room holding the hand of a smiling older woman. "This is my grandma Margaret," she said. "She lost my grandpa last spring, and it was a really lonely time for her.